Hey there everyone, it is 80 here once again with another game of Starcraft 2. This will be a Protoss versus Terran here on VirusLaukyo caverns from the European servers. Spawning first in the top right is the red Protoss. His name in-game will be DRW, but this is actually desRow. desRow is a French-Canadian pro gamer whose real name is Marc-Olivier Prouy. His most well-known accomplishment is winning the Gopher SC2 Cup number 21 back in January, and he uses this account DRW just to ladder on the European servers. His opponent for this game will be the blue Terran. His name is VirusLaukyo. Virus is ranked 77th on the European Grandmasters League with a record of 708 wins along with 589 losses, which does equate to a 54.6% win rate for our Terran player. So we'll see how these players do today, as they will be duking it out here on VirusLaukyo caverns. Let's take a look at the map real fast. Your main base connects right into your natural down below this ramp. It is a normal natural expansion with all 8 mineral patches along with these 2 Vespene geysers. And then you have 2 choices for your third base. You can either go the safe route and go down here to the bottom right and take this expansion, which is another normal base with all 8 patches and 2 geysers, or you can take the riskier approach of taking this gold expansion up here. It does have gold minerals right here, but it also has destructible rocks that you must get rid of before you can put up your nexus or command center. And also, it is closer to your opponent's base, so it will be more difficult to hold if you indeed choose to take that. We'll see which base these players decide to take later on in this game if it does indeed reach that point. At any rate, if this is your first video that you're watching from my channel, first of all, I'd like to say thank you for giving me your time, and I hope that you enjoy it. And also, I hope that if you do enjoy it, please subscribe to my channel. It would mean a lot to me, and it really just is verification that what I'm doing is reaching people out there and is entertaining people. And I love that little ping of a subscriber having just added me. So if you enjoy these videos, of course, it's totally up to you, but it definitely would make me happy, and it would make me a very, very excited person if you were to subscribe to me. Anyway, back to the game. We see a cyberport just now starting for our Protoss player. He is indeed going to be bypassing that original Zealot just because desRow feels pretty safe here in the early game, confident that he will not need that Zealot to hold off any early aggression. So he's going to be waiting for that cyberport to get up before boosting out a Stalker probably. As over in the Terran player space, nothing crazy is happening. He's still just operating off of this 1 Rax and his normal orbital command. It does look like he's saving up a lot of minerals right now, and he's actually going to be throwing up a second command center. So the Terran player getting a pretty early CC right around the 330 mark. We'll see what his plan is for that there. Back at the Protoss player's base, he is going to be chrono boosting out this Stalker just to make sure he denies scouting as quickly as possible, as this SCV did get a pod shot off on the Cybercore. But of course, because they are shields, they did recharge, so no permanent damage done right there. A couple of Marines just manning the post right here on top of the ramp for our Terran player, and it looks like he's getting 2 more barracks right now. So he will have 3 racks in the way of production facilities along with this second command center that's right around halfway done right now for our Terran player. Over here, the Stalker just going to be venturing around the map, seeing if he can find anyone to shoot, because of course Stalkers are so happy when they get to shoot their little lasers, and they get so upset when they have to go an extended period of time before they can fire those. We'll see if that Stalker's bloodthirst is satiated later on in today's game. This command center is pretty close to completion, while this first Rax is going to be done. That's now 2 for our Terran player, and this third one will be done pretty quickly as well. The Protoss player is almost done researching Warp Gate. It is right around 3/4 of the way done. It should be finished by the time this last Chrono Boost wears off. He's going to be getting 2 more gates as well, so that will be a 3 gate out of this Protoss at the very least. So he might have some ideas of an attack, or maybe just going to that 3 gate expansion. We'll see what he decides to do. Over here, we have a couple of Marines still just chilling on top of the ramp. This command center is going to become an orbital right around halfway into doing so right now. Tech Lab on this barracks will be starting to research stim packs, so he's going to be focusing on Marines and maybe Marauders here in the early game. That probe was going to put up a proxy pylon, but decided against it because this SCV was within that line of sight. That SCV does get taken out by a sentry and a Stalker, and now this probe takes the opportunity to warp in a proxy pylon. Over here we have a Nexus going up for our Protoss player, so he will be taking his expansion a little bit before his Terran opponents. At the same time, it looks like he's going to be applying a little bit of pressure as he is going to be warping in 3 additional sentries. So pretty sentry heavy here in the early game for our Protoss player. He's going to be poking in with a Stalker, but that Stalker does get welcomed pretty readily by a group of Marines and 1 Marauder, but was able to get out of there without losing anything more than its shield. coming in for another run, but will, it looks like, not go too far into the Terran player's territory, as we see a bunker going up for Virus right here. He's also going to be landing that command center that he's had inside his base for a while. Still just these 5 sentries and a stalker. Always nice to see sentries warped in the early game because it gives them more time to do things like this, put up Guardian Shield and also apply force fields to the ground, because Protoss players love their force fields, and of course Terran players hate going up against that. Wow, this Stalker and Sentry, both very lucky, both surviving, it looks like, with a single hit point. So desRow should go to a casino because he is getting very lucky with those units' lives not being lost. He's going to be warping in a couple of more Stalkers just to bolster this army. He might be coming in here. This middle line is pretty unprotected right now, and these SCVs drew the short straws, and it looks like they will get taken out. 2 already dying. This third one is also probably going to die. It's very low on hit points. There it goes. And now a couple of force fields going to trap one Marauder, it looked like, between the Geyser and that force field. Laukyo is not too pleased, it looks like, going to be saying Protoss map. He's not very happy with the fact that he lost more than a few workers right there. Let's take a look at just how many he did lose after this battle is over. Still going on, though, with desRow warping in additional Stalkers here up top, and SCVs forced to be pulled off the line. Mules as well joining in the attacking party, but of course they don't actually have any attack to help out with. These 2 sentries trying to get away. They might be able to get away as these Marauders don't have slow, but actually it looks like desRow will decide to turn around and engage. This does look like it will be an Alamo scenario for these Protoss units, and they will all get taken out. That single hit point Stalker, the last one to fall. Let's take a look at how much damage was done right there. 8 workers killed by desRow right now, and he brought the resources lots tab. Actually, desRow is behind in the resources lots tab, but he has had this base for a little bit longer. And keep in mind that although he lost more resources up front, he was able to kill those 8 workers to deny mining from our Terran player, so he might have actually come out ahead from that original engagement, as now Zealots are going to be trying to do some damage, but they will get forced to run away by these Marauders. These Marauders don't have their slow quite yet, so those Zealots were not in any danger of actually dying once they did decide to run away. We'll see how long it takes. Actually, it's going to be about halfway done for those concussive shells upgrade for those Marauders. He is getting a Ghost on the way. Where is his Ghost Academy? Right here in the back of his base. So he will be going with those Ghosts, which are pretty good. You can EMP the Protoss ball and get a bunch of them with no shields. So we'll see how effectively our Terran player can make use of those EMPs. As for some reason, desRow was destroying the rocks down there. Anyway, over here, let's just check how many gateways he has. He has 1 down here, along with, it looks like, 5 more inside his main. So he will have 6 gateways shortly online. So he's going to be committing quite heavily to an attack here in the near future. You see, he is building a pretty formidable army right here. It looks like 5 sentries, 5 Stalkers, and 4 Zealots, along with a probe and one of those rocks that I selected right there. So a pretty good army for a Protoss player. Going to be going up against, it looks like, just an even spread of about 7 Marines and 7 Marauders with a Ghost in there just for good measure. And now we see the engagement happening. Force fields being used very well right here. You see Virus made the mistake of stimming his entire army, which actually was not very effective with these back units right here. All his units in the front did get taken out very quickly. These Zealots charging in will get killed, but the Terran player lost a lot of units and an SCV there at the end just to top it all off. Great force fields going up for desRow, and I'm sure that Virus won't be very happy about that, as he lost quite a few units to those force fields. Going to be coming right into here as 2 more bunkers are being built by the Terran player, but it doesn't look like they will even be able to be finished. SCVs pull out the line to try to help, but all of these units do lose their lives, and Virus, for some reason, is asking desRow if he's from North America. desRow gives him confirmation as his units are tearing through everything in the way of defense that Virus has. Oh, and Virus is going to leave the game, demonstrating a little bit of BM right there, saying that the entire North American server is a cheese server. Not quite sure why he said that. I mean, desRow was definitely not cheesing right here. He was just going that 3-gate expand and applying a little bit of pressure just to give him some breathing room to put up that Nexus. And, I mean, with that attack being so successful, desRow made the correct move, and not cheesy at all move, to commit a little bit more to an attack, and was able to overwhelm his Terran opponent. Just great play right here, putting force fields up and cutting the Terran army in half. Virus just not handling that as well as he could have. Was defeated in this game, so we did see some anger from Virus's part, but the truth is desRow outplayed him, so well done desRow in this game, and I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I will see you guys next time.